I was folding laundry in the living room when I heard my son's voice from the kitchen. My wife put her in her place so she'd finally shut up. He sounded proud. I stopped mid-fold, a towel hanging from my hands. My daughter Emma was 12. She'd been living with me and my brother David for the past 6 months while my son Marcus and his wife Jennifer settled into their new place. That's what they'd called it. A temporary arrangement. Emma hadn't said much lately. I set the towel down and moved closer to the kitchen doorway, staying out of sight. Good, Jennifer's voice cut through. That girl needed to learn respect. She talks back too much. My brother David's tone was harder than I'd ever heard it. She's a child, Marcus. What exactly did Jennifer do? Silence. Then Marcus laughed. It wasn't a comfortable sound. She just, disciplined her. Emma was being mouthy about dinner. Jennifer handled it. Handled it how? David pressed. Jesus, David, you're not her parent either. Back off. I stepped into the kitchen. All three of them turned to look at me. Jennifer's smile was quick and bright. Too bright. Marcus avoided my eyes. David's jaw was tight. Everything okay? I asked, keeping my voice level. Perfect, Mom, Marcus said. We were just talking about picking Emma up this weekend. Our place is ready now. Emma had been quiet for weeks. She used to chatter constantly, about school, her friends, a book she was reading. Now she barely spoke at meals. She kept her head down. When I asked if she was okay, she always said yes, but her voice was flat. I'd assumed it was stress from the move, from her parents' separation, from changing schools. Now I wasn't sure. That's great, I said carefully. Have you asked Emma if she's ready to move back? Jennifer stood up, smoothing her dress. Of course she is. She misses her parents. Don't you worry, we'll take great care of her. Something in her tone made my stomach turn. After they left, David and I stood in the kitchen in silence. Something's wrong, he finally said. I know. That comment Marcus made. I heard it. David ran a hand through his hair. We need to talk to Emma. I shook my head slowly. Not yet. If we push her and she's scared, she'll shut down completely. We need to watch. Carefully. That night, I knocked softly on Emma's door. She was curled up on her bed with a book, but she wasn't reading. Her eyes were staring at the same page. Hey, sweetheart, I said. Can I sit? She nodded. I sat on the edge of her bed. Your dad says they're ready for you to come home this weekend. Emma's whole body went rigid. She didn't say a word, but her hands gripped the book so hard her knuckles turned white. Emma, I said gently. Do you want to go? She looked at me then. Her eyes were glassy, but she blinked the tears back. I have to, she whispered. Not I want to. I have to. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I told Emma she could stay home from school. She looked relieved. David took the day off work without me even asking. We both knew something was coming. I made breakfast, pancakes, Emma's favorite, but she barely touched them. She sat at the table, pushing food around her plate, her shoulders hunched like she was trying to make herself smaller. David caught my eye across the kitchen. His expression was grim. Around 10, my phone rang. Marcus. Hey Mom, we're gonna come by around 3 to get Emma's stuff packed up. Jennifer's really excited to have her home. Actually, Marcus, I was thinking maybe we could wait another week. Give Emma a little more time too. No. His voice was sharp. We've waited long enough. Emma needs to be with her parents. We'll be there at 3. He hung up before I could respond. I stared at my phone. Marcus had never spoken to me like that before. David was already moving. I'm installing a camera in the guest room. What? A nanny cam. Small one. If something's happening, we need proof. He was pulling something from his laptop bag, a tiny camera, no bigger than a USB drive. I bought this months ago for the cabin. Never used it. David, if they find it. They won't. Trust me. He set it up on Emma's bookshelf, angled toward the door and bed, hidden behind a small succulent plant. You'd never notice it unless you were looking. It connects to an app, he explained quietly. Records audio and video. Saves to cloud storage. I felt sick, but I nodded. When Marcus and Jennifer arrived at 3, Jennifer immediately went upstairs with Emma. Let's get you packed, sweetie. Her voice was sugary. Marcus stayed downstairs with us, making awkward small talk about their new apartment. He wouldn't look at me directly. 20 minutes later, they came back down. Emma was carrying a small bag. Her face was completely blank. Jennifer's hand was on Emma's shoulder, gripping it. Not gently. "Say goodbye to Grandma and Uncle David," Jennifer said. "Bye," Emma whispered. I hugged her. She felt stiff in my arms. "You can call me anytime," I said into her ear. "Day or night. Okay?" She nodded against my shoulder, but she didn't say anything. I watched them drive away. Emma's pale face in the back window, not waving. David and I went back inside. "How long before the camera picks something up?" I asked. "It's already recording." "But they took her with them." "It won't." His phone buzzed. Then mine. Motion detected in guest room. We looked at each other. David pulled up the app. The feed showed Emma's empty room. Then Jennifer walked in, alone. She looked around carefully, then pulled out her phone and made a call. David turned up the volume. "Yeah, she's gone. We got her." Jennifer's voice was clear through the speaker. "I'm just grabbing the stuffed bear she left. She'll cry about it later, and I want her to learn that forgetting things has consequences." A pause. "No, she didn't say anything to them. I made sure she knew what would happen if she did." Jennifer laughed. "Marcus is so easy to handle. He believes whatever I tell him. Says his mom's too soft anyway." Another pause. Then Jennifer's voice dropped, colder. "She's moody, but she'll learn. A few nights in the closet fixed that last time. Tonight if she complains about dinner again, I'll just..." David stopped the recording. We sat in complete silence. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. My hands were shaking so badly I had to set my phone down. "Closet," David said. His voice sounded hollow. "She locked Emma in a closet." The pancakes I'd barely eaten rose in my throat. David was already moving, replaying the video, his fingers flying across his phone screen. "I'm saving this. Multiple backups. Cloud, external drive, everything. We need to call." "Not yet." His voice was hard. "If we call the police now, it's our word against theirs. Marcus will defend Jennifer. We need more. We need everything." He looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes I'd never seen before. "I'm putting cameras in their apartment," he said. "How?" "Emma still has her tablet. The one we gave her for Christmas. I set up the parental controls. I can access it remotely." He was already typing. "If I can get her to leave it on in her room." My phone rang. "Marcus." I answered, forcing my voice steady. "Hello?" "Hey Mom." He sounded uncomfortable. "Emma, she left her bear at your place. The stuffed one. She's pretty upset. Can we swing by tomorrow and grab it?" Jennifer had already taken it. She was setting up a punishment for something that wasn't Emma's fault. "Of course," I said. "I'll have it ready." When I hung up, David was staring at his phone screen. He turned it toward me. Emma's tablet camera was on. The angle showed a small, dark room. A closet. And sitting in the corner, knees pulled to her chest, was Emma. She was crying silently, her whole body shaking. The timestamp showed it was happening right now. David was out the door before I could stop him. I caught his arm in the driveway. "David, wait. She's in a closet right now, Helen. I'm not waiting. If you go over there and break down the door, they'll call the police on you. Marcus will say you're unstable. Jennifer will play victim. And then we lose any chance of getting Emma out safely." His whole body was trembling with rage, but he stopped. "We do this right," I said. "Or we lose her for good." He stared at me for a long moment, then nodded once, sharp. We went back inside. I called my neighbor Patricia, a family law attorney I'd known for 15 years. I didn't tell her everything over the phone, just that I needed to see her immediately about my granddaughter. She told me to come to her office. David drove. I kept my phone open, watching the tablet feed. Emma was still in the closet. 20 minutes now. The image was dark and grainy, but I could see her small shape, motionless. At Patricia's office, we showed her everything. The audio recording of Jennifer's phone call. The live feed of Emma in the closet. The timestamps. Patricia's face went hard as stone. "This is child abuse," she said quietly. "Criminal confinement. Emotional abuse. Possibly more." She looked up at me. "I need you to keep recording everything. Don't confront them. Don't let them know you have any of this." "How long does Emma have to stay there?" David's voice cracked. "Not long. I'm calling CPS right now. But I need you to understand, They'll investigate, but Marcus is her father. If he claims he didn't know, if Jennifer plays this right, they might not remove Emma immediately. That's not acceptable, I said. Patricia leaned forward. Then we need Marcus to incriminate himself. Or we need Jennifer to do something so undeniable that CPS has no choice. She already locked a child in a closet, David snapped. And we have proof. But we need an official report, a witness, something that creates a paper trail they can't ignore. Patricia pulled out her phone. I'm going to make some calls. In the meantime, you two go home. Act normal. If they suspect anything, they'll hide the evidence, and Emma will be the one who suffers. We drove home in silence. The tablet feed showed Emma being let out of the closet after 43 minutes. Jennifer's voice came through, have you learned your lesson about talking back? Emma's small voice, yes. Good. Now go wash your face. You look pathetic. David had to pull over. He gripped the steering wheel so hard I thought it might crack. That night, Marcus called again. We'll pick up the bear tomorrow around 11. That work? Perfect, I said. After I hung up, David looked at me. What are you thinking? Jennifer took that bear on purpose. She wants Emma to be upset. She wants to punish her. So when they come tomorrow, I'm going to ask Emma if she wants to stay for lunch. In front of Marcus. Let's see what happens. David nodded slowly. And I'm recording everything. The next morning, David set up 3 cameras. One in the living room, hidden in a bookshelf. One in the kitchen. One by the front door. All streaming to cloud storage. Marcus and Jennifer arrived at 11 sharp. Emma was with them, her eyes red-rimmed. I handed Jennifer the bear. Found it in the guest room. Thank you so much. Jennifer's smile was practiced. Emma was so careless leaving it behind. Emma stared at the floor. Actually, I said, keeping my tone light, I was thinking, why don't you stay for lunch? I'm making grilled cheese, Emma's favorite. Emma's head snapped up. Hope flickered across her face for just a second. Jennifer's smile tightened. That's sweet, but we really need to get back. I want to stay, Emma said. It was the first time I'd heard her speak above a whisper in weeks. Jennifer's hand clamped down on Emma's shoulder. Hard. Emma, don't be rude. We have plans. What plans? Marcus asked. He looked confused. Jennifer turned to him, her voice dripping with patience. Remember? We talked about this. We're going to the store, then? I don't remember that, Marcus said. Well, you never listen, Jennifer snapped. Then she caught herself, softened. I mean, you've been so stressed with work, honey. It's fine. I'd really like Emma to stay, I said. Just for an hour. Jennifer's mask slipped. Just for a second, I saw cold fury in her eyes. No, she said. Emma needs to learn that she doesn't always get what she wants. Right, Emma? Emma's face crumpled, but she nodded. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. I mean, Mom's just offering lunch. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal when your daughter needs to learn discipline, Marcus. Jennifer's voice was sharp now. Unless you want her to turn into a spoiled brat like. She stopped herself. Like who? David asked. His voice was very calm. Jennifer forced a laugh. Never mind. We really do need to go. They left. Emma didn't look back this time. David and I reviewed the footage. Jennifer's grip on Emma's shoulder. The flash of anger. Marcus's confusion. My phone rang an hour later. Patricia. CPS is opening an investigation, she said. They'll do a home visit within 72 hours. But Helen, I need you to prepare for the possibility that they don't find enough on the first visit. Jennifer sounds smart. She'll clean up. She'll coach Emma. Then what do we do? You keep recording. And you be ready to move fast if things escalate. That night, the tablet feed showed Emma sitting on her bed, the bear clutched in her arms. She was talking to it in a whisper. It's okay. Grandma knows. Uncle David knows. They're going to help. They have to. Jennifer's voice cut through from somewhere off camera. Emma. Lights out. Now. The screen went dark. But Emma's whisper came through one more time. Please help me. David looked at me. CPS visit is in 2 days. If they don't pull her out. Then we will, I said. The CPS visit happened on Thursday afternoon. Patricia called me 2 hours later. They didn't remove her. I felt the floor drop out from under me. What? The apartment was clean. Jennifer was cooperative. Emma told them everything was fine. Patricia's voice was tight with frustration. The caseworker noted some concerns. Emma seemed withdrawn. There were locks on the outside of the closet door. But without Emma disclosing abuse, their hands are tied. She's terrified, I said. Of course she didn't tell them. I know. But here's what matters, the case is open. They'll do follow-up visits. And the caseworker gave me her direct number. She said if we have any evidence of immediate danger, to call her right away. That night, the tablet feed showed Jennifer pacing in Emma's room. You did good today, Jennifer said. Keeping your mouth shut. That's what smart girls do. Your grandmother is trying to cause trouble, but she can't do anything without proof. And you're not going to give her any, are you? Emma shook her head. Good. Because if you ever tell anyone what happens in this house, they'll take you away and put you with strangers. Foster care. You know what happens to kids in foster care? Emma's voice was barely audible. No. Terrible things. Much worse than a little time in the closet. Do you understand? Yes. Jennifer left. The door clicked shut. Then locked from the outside. David was already on his phone. That's illegal confinement. That's enough. Call Patricia. Now. Within an hour, Patricia had contacted the caseworker. By midnight, the police were at Marcus and Jennifer's apartment with an emergency removal order. Patricia called me at 12:47 a.m. Emma's safe. They're bringing her to you. Marcus and Jennifer are being questioned separately. Emma arrived at 1:15 in the morning, wrapped in a blanket, holding her bear, a female police officer at her side. I met them at the door. Emma looked at me, and something inside her broke. She ran into my arms and sobbed, deep, wrenching sobs that shook her entire body. I held her and didn't let go. David spoke quietly with the officer while I took Emma upstairs. I tucked her into the guest room bed, her bed now, and sat beside her until her breathing slowed. Am I really staying? She whispered. Yes, sweetheart. You're really staying. What about Dad? I chose my words carefully. Your dad loves you. But he made some very bad choices. He let someone hurt you, and that's not okay. Right now, the most important thing is keeping you safe. She was quiet for a long time. Then, I tried to tell him. Once. But Jennifer said I was lying, and he believed her. My heart broke all over again. That's not your fault, Emma. None of this is your fault. She fell asleep holding my hand. Downstairs, David had coffee waiting. The officer had left. Patricia had texted. Marcus was claiming he had no idea what Jennifer was doing. Jennifer was claiming Emma was a difficult child who needed firm discipline. The cameras, the recordings, the timestamps told a different story. Over the next 3 weeks, everything unfolded in careful, documented steps. Jennifer was charged with child abuse and criminal confinement. Marcus wasn't charged, but he lost custody. The court granted me temporary guardianship while Marcus underwent supervised visitation and mandatory parenting classes. Marcus came to see me once, without Jennifer. He sat in my living room and cried. I didn't know, he said. I swear I didn't know it was that bad. You heard her say she put Emma in her place, I said quietly. You knew something was wrong. You just didn't want to see it. He had no answer for that. If you want to be Emma's father again, I continued, really be her father, you're going to have to do the work. Therapy. Parenting classes. Proving you can protect her. It's going to take time. He nodded, broken. And Marcus, Jennifer doesn't get access to Emma. Ever. That's non-negotiable. I already filed for divorce, he said quietly. It wasn't enough. Not nearly enough. But it was a start. 3 months later, Emma was laughing again. Not all the time. She still had nightmares. She still flinched when someone raised their voice. But she was in therapy, she was back in school, and slowly, so slowly, she was becoming herself again. One Saturday morning, I found her in the kitchen making pancakes with David. Flour was everywhere. They were both laughing. She looked up when I walked in. Uncle David says I'm better at pancakes than you. He's absolutely right, I said. Emma grinned, a real, genuine smile, and went back to flipping pancakes. David caught my eye over her head. We didn't say anything. We didn't need to. That evening, after Emma went to bed, I sat on the porch with my brother. The night was quiet, cool. Do you think she'll be okay? David asked. Eventually, I said. She's strong. Stronger than she should have to be. She shouldn't have had to be strong at all. No. She shouldn't. We sat in silence for a while. I'm glad you installed those cameras, I said finally. I'm glad you didn't let me break down their door that first night. I smiled despite myself. You would have, wouldn't you? In a heartbeat. Inside, the house was warm and safe. Emma's nightlight glowed softly from the guest room, her room. The room that would be hers for as long as she needed it. Justice hadn't been loud or dramatic. It had been evidence, timestamps, and legal process. It had been patience when I wanted to scream. It had been protecting a child who couldn't protect herself. And in the end, it had been enough. Emma was home.